Hello, students. I hope you're doing well. I hope your long weekend provided some rest before the start of our semester. My name is Maggie Gaddis. You can call me Maggie. I'll be teaching your biology in the Modern World class. In this video, I'm going to take you through the course and give you some tips about how to have success in this class. All right, so here we are on the home page, and the recent announcements will appear right here at the very top, and this is the syllabus. Okay, so you can just scroll right down and read the entire syllabus. These are the topics we'll cover. We're going to go all over biology. Biology is a huge discipline, and so we need to take a rather broad approach and one in which you are driving what we talk about in online discussion. And I'll get to that in a few minutes, but taking a look here at first glance, maybe some of these topics really spark your interest. Maybe some of them you never thought of before, but now we will all have a chance to learn together. All right, so let's take a look at the assignments. We are going to have online discussions, and this is a third of the grade. Discussion is really important, and so I want you to think about how there's a deadline in discussion every single week of the course. And so you need to always, when in doubt, always go to discussion. In these wiki discussions, you will be presented with the learning outcomes for the unit. So, for example, Unit 1, the cellular foundation of life. Here we will cover these topics, articulate the process of science, apply concepts from physical sciences that provide a framework. So that's thinking about physics and chemistry and how it applies to biology. And we'll start to look at the cell, the fundamental unit of biological organisms on planet Earth. Within those broad strokes, you may write about anything. And so what I have prepared for you is a rubric that drives how you will present the information, but in the most basic way as you are reading through the first unit. Whenever you come to a topic that interests you or one that you want to learn more about, you should present that in discussion in a 300-word post. And so that might look like one section of one chapter. And so, bearing this in mind, it's better to take a deep look at a small piece of the reading and the topics we're covering than to provide some broad summary, because the point of discussion is for us to iterate what we are learning, and in the process of making that our own, we are learning, and then also we're engaging in the subtopics that are personally interesting. And so that will hopefully motivate us to come to discussion, find our colleagues and peers, and engage in topics within biology that are interesting to us. As we go down, a couple times we'll have a special topic discussion where we look at like species or a particular topic in society. And we'll talk about that for 1 week usually, whereas these wiki discussions are 2 weeks long. And in that special topic, we will have a more directed purpose than the one I just described, following the learning outcomes. At the end of each unit, there will be a quiz, and you'll have 2 attempts, and these are timed. And the highest score will be retained. So in this non-majors biology course, I expect that you're going to end up spending a lot of time in the quiz, right? The more reading you do before the quiz opens, the Friday before the deadline, the more efficient your quiz taking process will be. Okay, but it's about time on task. So whether you take the time before you open the quiz or you take the time with the quiz open is of no particular concern to me. Obviously, you will learn more if you engage in discussion nearly every day, at least every 2 to 3 days, for maximum success. And that kind of has to do with how your brain works, brain biology. The more times you open that treasure chest in your working memory and think about biology, the more neurons you'll build in your mind, and that will help you to recall the information, to connect it to new experiences in your life, etc. And so our purpose here is for you to really understand how biology intersects with your daily life in myriad ways. And if you have critical thinking about the decisions that you are faced with in your everyday life, you will have gained science literacy, and that is my chief goal in this course. Throughout, we will be working on a writing project. This will involve research and 5 submissions, all contributing to this final project grade of 20%. Now, you here again are going to choose a topic of your own interest, and I am going to help you become a better writer and more efficient and provide more reliable research using the internet and resources found therein. So you'll submit citations, and then you'll submit an annotated bibliography, an outline, and then a first draft. I'll give you comments on the first draft and on every single assignment along the way. And the idea here is we're going to really play out the research component of it, but you're going to just be writing a 2-page paper. It's not this huge writing exercise. It's more about modeling the process of science by completing the paper. And so this is also a great way for me to get to know you and for you to get to know me. And it's a highlight of the course. Even though there are 40 of you, I intend to help you all write at least a 2-page paper. And I will say right now that it is very important to me that that paper stays 2 to 3 pages long, because there are 40 of you and I am one human being. So this really is about quality research and concise communication. It is not a long flowing document. It is not a huge thesis. Now here you'll find the schedule, and this schedule posts all the deadlines for the whole entire course. And you'll notice some themes. So wiki discussions are typically 2 weeks long, and the deadlines are on Wednesday. Now in Canvas, I can only set one deadline, and so I set it to the last deadline, and then the discussion officially closes on the Monday of the next week, because Monday is the end of the week. And then Tuesday starts the beginning of the next week and the next topics. Now, that means that if you show up to this discussion on February 3rd, for example, you will have already missed this deadline. And there's really no way for me to get around this, and students get frustrated that the Canvas calendar doesn't drive them through the deadlines. You must pay attention to the cadence of it. You always need to participate in discussion, and you always need to do it early in the week. So just figure out when you can get it done, and it should be before Wednesday, midnight. Now, if you post late, please go ahead and post, because it's only a 2-point deduction for missing this deadline, but you get a 0 if you just miss the post altogether. And this post is 10 points, and you need 3 reply posts, and they're 3 points each. And so you can see here that showing up is of great importance to me for the reasons I already described. That's how you learn. Okay? In the beginning, also notice we take this long approach. Okay? We spend, almost a month in Unit 1. But you should be working as hard as you can in the beginning. You should just be reading, 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 and all the discussions are open. So go ahead. Whenever you get past a reading, you can go in and post your original post for the upcoming discussion. And then when someone else posts, you can reply to them. And once you've replied 3 times and on 3 separate days through the 2-week period of time or before it, you have met the requirements of the discussion. Okay, so let your own schedule drive you through this. And please work hard at the beginning. It's kind of easy at the beginning, but you can work ahead and that will help you. And don't worry, I've set it up so that we have buffer at the end as well. And then you'll notice that there's just unit quizzes and there's no midterm and there's no final. Okay, those quiz grades are half of your grade. Okay, but discussion and the paper are the other half combined. All right, and as we go through, here's this gap. We've got some time at the end, but what I want to say and foreshadow is that if by the first draft you submit me a complete first draft with some effort, I will project your final paper grade. So by Monday, May 3rd, you could be done with this project. I could say, if you submit the same exact paper, you're going to have this grade. And you could say, okay, I'm satisfied, and then just go ahead and submit it. Or you could work on it some more and then go ahead and submit. And then here, in the final week, we'll be talking about our individual studies and we'll be taking this final quiz. It's not cumulative, it's just Unit 6. And there you have it. That's what the schedule is going to look like. Now let's just take a quick look at the course. So in the modules, in these opening modules, you'll find lots of useful information. Please read through these pages and get to know the courses and the policies at UCCS. And then we'll get down into our unit information, and I will move these. I will keep the one we're working on at the top, but they never go away, and they're already all published. So you can work ahead and you can study from these modules. And yeah, you can, even when you're writing your discussion post, if you have an eye towards your paper, every time you write a discussion post, that writing could contribute to your paper. So think about being very efficient. All right, that's basically it. Pretty simple and hopefully straightforward. I'm sure I'll have other advice and I will talk to you tomorrow. Have a wonderful evening. Please reach out to me. Communication is key. I will always work with your schedule. I want you to communicate with me before the deadlines. That's my line in the sand, okay? I know we're all going through lots of things, but just keep me apprised of what's going on in your life, and I'll be your ally. But if you bury me in excuses, I'll get tired. So just let's be adults. Let's have professional communication and show respect and inclusion for all. All right, I'll see you tomorrow. Thank you.